Hello friends, today I am going to explain how to design any structure using ETABS software. Okay, so basically ETABS is the civil engineering software which is used to design a different objects. You can design a RCC structure, you can design a steel structure, you can design a composite structure, or you can design a frames, or you can design a portal truss, or you can analyze the truss as well. Okay, so in this tutorial I will show you the detailed procedure using ETABS software from the beginning to the expert level. I will do the pushover analysis for a different shapes of a building. I will design a structure for an earthquake. I will design a structure for a wind load. I will design a structure for a response spectrum. Okay, so let's go to the ETABS software. So I have a ETABS software of a 2019 version. The software package is provided by CSI. Okay, so this is the start page of a ETAP software. So when you want to start a new project, you have to select on a click on a new model, or you can go to the files and select a new model. You can simply select a control plus N also. Okay, so this is the first dialog box you will get to see when you open a ETAP software new project. Okay, so you have to select different settings for a structure. Okay, so for a model you have to select a display unit. So we have a US matrix SI and matrix MK. So I will go with the SI system. Okay, so I will select the matrix SI system. Then they will ask you for a different steel section database. So I will select Indian database. They will ask you for a steel design code, and they will ask you for a concrete design code. So in India we use IS 800 and 2000, and for concrete in India we use IS 456 2000. Okay, and we have to select OK. But this is the means if you are doing work on a ETAP, so you can simply import the settings from a previous models also, and you can make a default setting by saving the your own settings. Okay, so I will from the beginning we are starting, that's why we have to mention all the details. Then I will select on OK. Okay, when you select on OK, you will get to see a model quick template in which you have to select a grid lines. Okay, so you will get to see a different structural objects which is blank. You can start from the zero, grids only, steel deck, staggered truss, flat slab, and ribbed slab. Okay, in flat slab you can simply design a flat slab using ETAB. You don't have to do the complex calculations for that, for the column heads and columns and the spacing and the stirrups. Okay, and I will go to the basic building design. That's why I will select a grid only. In grid only they will ask you for a different reference line, which is grid lines. So you have two options, which is the grid dimensions for a plan and story dimension for a story elevation. Okay, so in the story I will start with the story. Okay, in story data they will ask you how many numbers of story you want. So I need a 7-story structure, means 7 floors in my structure, and they will ask you for a story height. So I will select a 3.33 as my story height, means distance between two stories will be my 3.33 meters. Okay, and they will ask you for a bottom story height also. I will select a 3.33 same. Then you can simply customize the story data also, means suppose you, if you want that your particular structure needs to have a same elevation, means suppose from ground level to third floor you need a story distance which is 3 meter, and from third floor onwards you need a distance between stories 4 meters, then you can simply go for a custom story data. In the same way they will ask you for a different grid lines in plan view. So in plan view, they will ask you how many numbers of grids you want in X direction. Also, they will ask you how many numbers of grid lines you want in Y direction. So for that, I will select grid lines of 5 in X direction and 5 in Y direction. Then they will ask you how much distance you want between that storylines along X direction, and how much distance you want in Y direction. So along X direction, between distance between the storylines, I need a 3 meters of distance between storyline along x direction, and I will simply mention a distance of 5 meters uh, between story grid lines in y direction. Okay, you can change the grid labels also. The in x direction I will start from a, in y direction I will start from 1, means it is a b c d in x direction, and it will be a 1 2 3 4 in y direction. I will select okay. You can customize your grid spacing, means your structure is complex, you can easily customize the story, you can easily customize your grid spacing as well. So I will click on okay. So this is what we have given to the story reference lines. So this is our plan view and this is our 3D view. In 3D view you will get to see that 7 stories are there by default, because we have select we need a 7-story structure. So you will get to see a 7 stories in the z direction, and in plan view you will get to see x and y direction. So I have mentioned that I need a 5 grid lines along x direction and 5 grid lines along y direction. That you will see 1 2 3 4 5 along x direction, and a b c d e along 5 x direction. Okay, so the spacing I have selected that I need a spacing of 3 meters along x direction between two grids line throughout. So you will get to see 3 meter 3 meter 3 meter and 3 meter. So this is 4 base uh, grids. Okay, so we have 4 base along x direction and 4 base along y direction, but the spacing I have mentioned is different. So I have mentioned 3 meters along x direction and 5 meters along y direction. So this is how we have to select different types of grid lines, and how we use it we have to practice it. Okay, so when we practice it you will get to means analyze your structure very well. Okay, so I think this is good enough for today's lecture. In tomorrow's lecture or in the next lecture I will show you how these uh, toolbars works. I will show you how you can analyze your files and how you can import and export your ETABS files with different softwares, AutoCAD, SAP, and all that, StatPro. How you edit a structure, how you edit frames, how you edit shells, how you edit grid lines. You can further edit that grid lines and storylines as well. I will show you how to view a structure in 3D, in 2D, in plan view, elevation, in plan view and elevation view, how to define different types of material properties and section properties. I will show you how to assign loads, how to give different load combinations. I will show you how to draw a different objects. Different objects means what? These are just reference lines. You have to draw a different objects along that reference line. These reference lines will help you to draw a structure. Means if you want to draw a column, you have to draw along z direction. If you want to draw a beams, you have to draw beams along x direction and y direction. You have to draw a slab, you can draw a slab on a plan view. If you want to draw a shear wall, definitely you have to draw it in a 3D view. Okay, so this is how we have to draw our different types of objects. I will show you in further tutorials. Okay, how to select different objects, means how to assign a loads, how to assign a joints, how to assign a structures, how to assign a shell loads. I will show you how to analyze the structure. I will show you how to check model, how to run analysis. I will show you. Then as I have told you earlier that you have to design structures for the software by using help of this software. Okay, so how to design a steel structure we will learn, how to design a concrete structure we will learn, even you can design a composite structure as well. Okay, so in composite structure we have to design beams for a different design, and columns as a different design. Okay, so this is how you use these options to means make your work easier. Okay, so we will learn these also. These are some tools, and this is the model explorer in which you have to display all the results, reports, tables. We will learn these also. Okay, so thank you for watching my lecture, and in the next lecture we will start from the our toolbars. Okay, so thank you for watching me. Make sure you subscribe my channel for the next videos. Bye bye.